Hello, English learners. Welcome back to English Practice with Julia. Today, we're going to build advanced English vocabulary in a simple daily life way. Not just big words, but words you can actually use when you speak, when you write a message, when you explain your thoughts at work, and when you want to sound calm, clear, and confident. Take a slow breath, relax your shoulders, and let's begin. When we say advanced vocabulary, we do not mean difficult vocabulary, or advanced vocabulary means more precise vocabulary. It helps you express small differences in meaning. For example, happy is good, but sometimes you are relieved. Sometimes you are thrilled. Sometimes you are content. And each one tells a different story. Today, we will train that skill step by step. We will learn the words, understand the feeling and situation, and practice using them in natural sentences. First, I want you to remember one simple rule. Do not try to memorize a word like a robot. Instead, attach the word to a situation you really know: your morning, your family, your work, your phone calls, your messages, your plans. When you connect a word to real life, you remember it faster and you use it more naturally. Let's start with a powerful group of advanced words for daily life feelings, because feelings are everywhere. And when you can describe feelings well, your English immediately sounds more mature. Our first word is overwhelmed. Overwhelmed means you have too many things at the same time, too many tasks, too many messages, too much pressure. It is more than busy. It's like your brain is crowded. Listen carefully and repeat after me. I'm overwhelmed today. Again, I'm overwhelmed today. Now, a daily life example. I'm overwhelmed today because I have work deadlines and family responsibilities. One more. I feel overwhelmed when my phone keeps buzzing and I can't focus. Now your turn. Choose one reason from your own life and say it slowly. I feel overwhelmed because. Take your time. Now let's upgrade tired. Because tired is common, but we can be more accurate. The word is exhausted. Exhausted means very tired, like your energy is finished. Repeat, I'm exhausted. Again, I'm exhausted. Example, I'm exhausted after running errands all day. Another example, I've been working nonstop. I'm exhausted. Now practice. Say this sentence slowly. I'm exhausted, so I'm going to rest early tonight. Again. I'm exhausted, so I'm going to rest early tonight. Now a softer feeling. Content. Content means quietly happy, peaceful, not excited like a party, but satisfied in a calm way. Repeat. I feel content. Again, I feel content. Example, after dinner with my family, I feel content. Another, I don't need anything fancy. I feel content with the simple day. Now your turn. Complete the sentence. I feel content when. Speak slowly. Now let's learn frustrated. Frustrated is when something is annoying you because it is not working. You are trying, but it's not going well. Repeat. I'm frustrated. Again, I'm frustrated. Example, I'm frustrated because the internet keeps disconnecting. Another, I'm frustrated when I repeat myself and people don't listen. Practice, say, I'm frustrated, but I'll stay patient. Again, I'm frustrated, but I'll stay patient. Now let's move to an advanced word for social situations. Awkward. Awkward is when a situation feels uncomfortable, strange, or not smooth. Repeat. That was awkward. Again, that was awkward. Example. The silence in the elevator was awkward. Another. I said the wrong thing. It was awkward. Practice. It was a bit awkward at first, but then we started talking. Again, it was a bit awkward at first, but then we started talking. Now I want to teach you a powerful daily life skill: how to switch from basic words to advanced words while keeping your English natural. I will say a basic sentence, then we will upgrade it. Listen, I'm very busy today. Upgrade. I'm swamped today. Swamped means extremely busy, too many tasks. Repeat. I'm swamped today. Again, I'm swamped today. Or example. I'm swamped with emails and meetings. Now practice with your life. I'm swamped with fill it. I'm swamped with work. I'm swamped with chores. I'm swamped with messages. Choose one and say it slowly. Let's upgrade I'm nervous into I'm anxious. Anxious is nervous and worried. Repeat. I feel anxious. Again, I feel anxious. Example. I feel anxious before an interview. Another. I feel anxious when I don't get a reply. Now practice. I feel anxious, so I'm going to take a deep breath. Again, I feel anxious, so I'm going to take a deep breath. Now we will learn advanced words for describing people, because daily life is full of people: family, co-workers, neighbors, friends. The first word is reliable. Reliable means you can trust this person to do what they say. Repeat. Reliable. Again, reliable. Example. She's reliable. She always shows up on time. Another. He's reliable. I can count on him. Now practice. I try to be reliable in my work. Again, I try to be reliable in my work. Next word, considerate. Considerate means you think about other people's feelings and needs. Repeat. Considerate. Again, considerate. Example, my friend is considerate. She checks on me when I'm stressed. Another, it's considerate to lower your voice in a quiet place. Practice. That was very considerate of you. Again, that was very considerate of you. Now a word for someone who works hard. Diligent. Diligent means careful and hardworking. Consistently. Repeat. Diligent. Again, diligent. Example, he's diligent. He reviews his work before submitting. Another, she's diligent about studying every day. Practice. I want to be diligent even when I don't feel motivated. Again, I want to be diligent even when I don't feel motivated. Now a word that helps you sound advanced in conversation. I appreciate it. But we can also say, I'm grateful. Grateful is stronger and warmer. Repeat. I'm grateful. Again, I'm grateful. Example, I'm grateful for your help. Another, I'm grateful you took the time to explain it. Now practice. I'm truly grateful for your support. Again, I'm truly grateful for your support. Now let's practice with a mini daily life story. I will speak slowly, then you repeat the key sentences. Imagine it's a normal morning. You wake up late. Your phone shows many messages. You feel pressure. You rush to get ready, and you spill coffee. Listen. This morning I felt overwhelmed. Repeat. This morning I felt overwhelmed. I was swamped with messages and tasks. Repeat. I was swamped with messages and tasks. I felt anxious because I was running late. Repeat. I felt anxious because I was running late. I was frustrated when I spilled my coffee. Repeat. I was frustrated when I spilled my coffee. But I took a deep breath and stayed patient. Repeat. But I took a deep breath and stayed patient. Now I want you to do a swap practice. This is a technique where you replace a basic word with a stronger word. I will give you a basic word, then an advanced word, and you will say sentence with the advanced word. We will keep it simple, and daily life, ready, busy becomes swamped. Say, I'm swamped today. Again, I'm swamped today. Tired becomes exhausted. Say, I'm exhausted today. Again, I'm exhausted today. Happy becomes content. Say, I feel content today. Again, I feel content today. Nervous becomes anxious. Say, I feel anxious today. Again, I feel anxious today. Angry becomes frustrated. Say, I'm frustrated today. Again, I'm frustrated today. Now, we will learn advanced vocabulary for daily actions because daily life is not only feelings, it's also what you do, what you plan, what you manage. First word, handle. Handle means manage a situation. Repeat, I can handle it. Again, I can handle it. Example, don't worry, I can handle this call. Another, it's a lot, but I can handle it step by step. Practice, I can handle it, but I need a little time. Again, I can handle it, but I need a little time. Next, figure out is common, but an advanced alternative is resolve. Resolve means solve a problem. Often calmly repeat, resolve, again, resolve. Example, let's resolve this issue today. Another, we need to resolve the misunderstanding. Practice. I'm trying to resolve this problem without stress. Again, I'm trying to resolve this problem without stress. Next, start is common. An advanced alternative is initiate. Initiate means start something. Often officially, repeat, initiate. Again, initiate. Example, I will initiate the process tomorrow. Another, let's initiate a quick discussion. Practice, I want to initiate better habits for my English learning. Again, I want to initiate better habits for my English learning. Now let's practice polite and advanced communication. Daily life needs polite English for messages, work, and family. Instead of I want all the time, you can say I'd like. Instead of give me, you can say could you please. And instead of tell me now, you can say when you have a moment. Listen and repeat slowly. I'd like to ask a quick question. Again, I'd like to ask a quick question. Could you please send me the details? Again, could you please send me the details? When you have a moment, can we talk? Again, when you have a moment, can we talk? Now, an advanced word you can use in daily decisions: prioritize. Prioritize means decide what is most important first. Repeat. Prioritize. Again, prioritize. Example: I need to prioritize my health this week. And another: let's prioritize the urgent tasks first. Practice: today I will prioritize one important thing and finish it. Again, today I will prioritize one important thing and finish it. Now let's do a longer guided practice. I want you to speak after me in short, calm lines, like a real conversation with yourself. You will sound advanced because your words are precise. Repeat after me. I'm feeling overwhelmed, so I'm going to prioritize my tasks. Again, I'm feeling overwhelmed, so I'm going to prioritize my tasks. I can handle this step by step. Again, I can handle this step by step. If something goes wrong, I will stay patient and resolve it calmly. Again, if something goes wrong, I will stay patient and resolve it calmly. I don't need to rush. I just need to be diligent and consistent. Again, I don't need to rush. I just need to be diligent and consistent. Now I will give you a simple daily life challenge. Do it with me. Take one basic sentence you often say. For example, I'm busy today, and upgrade it. I'm swamped today, or I'm overwhelmed today, depending on the meaning. Then take I'm tired and upgrade it. I'm exhausted. Then take I'm happy and upgrade it. I'm content. Speak these 3 upgraded sentences slowly, one by one, and let your mouth feel the rhythm. Before we continue, I want to remind you of something important: advanced. English is not about sounding like a textbook. It's about sounding like a real person with clear meaning. If you learn a word but you never say it out loud, it stays weak in your memory. So we will keep practicing out loud, slowly, clearly, and again and again. Now we'll learn advanced vocabulary for describing situations, because daily life is full of situations. Some are easy, some are complicated. First word: challenging. It means difficult in a meaningful way, not impossible, but it requires effort. Repeat: challenging. Again, challenging. Example: this week has been challenging. Another: it's challenging to balance work and study. Practice: it's challenging, but I'm learning a lot. Again, it's challenging, but I'm learning a lot. Next word: convenient. Convenient means easy and helpful for your schedule. Repeat. Convenient, erbu. Again, convenient, engu. Example: this time is convenient for me. Another: online shopping is convenient. Practice: could we choose a more convenient time? Again, could we choose a more convenient time? Now a strong word for clear: straightforward. Straightforward means easy to understand, not complicated. Repeat: straightforward. Again, straightforward. Example: the instructions were straightforward. Another: let's keep it straightforward. Practice: I prefer a straightforward explanation. Again, I prefer a straightforward explanation. Now we'll end this first section with one more daily life mini story. Listen. Today was challenging. I was swamped with tasks and I felt overwhelmed, but I tried to prioritize what mattered. I stayed diligent and I resolved problems one by one. By the end of the day, I felt content, not perfect, but calm and proud. Now repeat the key line slowly. By the end of the day, I felt content. Again, by the end of the day, I felt content. Before we move forward, take a slow breath and remind yourself of one simple goal. You are not collecting words. You are building a voice that can explain daily life clearly, politely, and with confidence. So as we learn new vocabulary now, keep asking yourself, where would I use this in my real life? Today, this week, with my family, with my friends, at work, in messages? That question will make every word stick. Let's start with advanced words for everyday communication, especially when you need to explain something calmly. One of the most useful words is clarify. Clarify means to make something clear, to remove confusion. Repeat after me. Let me clarify. Again, let me clarify. Now, a daily life example. Let me clarify what I meant in my message. Another example. Can you clarify the meeting time? Now practice. Speak slowly. I want to clarify one thing before we continue. Again, I want to clarify one thing before we continue. Now, a word that helps you sound mature when you disagree. I disagree is fine, but I'm not convinced is softer and more advanced. It means you are not fully persuaded. Repeat, I'm not convinced. Again, I'm not convinced. Example, I'm not convinced that this plan will work. Another, I'm not convinced yet. I need more information. Now practice. I'm not convinced, but I'm open to hearing more. Again, I'm not convinced, but I'm open to hearing more. Now we will learn assume. Assume means to believe something is true without proof. It's common in misunderstandings. Repeat. Assume. Again. Assume. Example. Please don't assume I'm upset. I'm just tired. Another. I assumed the store would be open. Now practice. I don't want to assume. I want to confirm. Again. I don't want to assume. I want to confirm. Now let's pair that with confirm. Confirm means to make sure something is true. Repeat. Confirm. Again. Confirm. Example. Can you confirm the address? Another. I just want to confirm our plan for tomorrow. Now practice. Let's confirm the details so we avoid confusion. Again, let's confirm the details so we avoid confusion. Now, a strong everyday word, misunderstanding. Many people say problem, but misunderstanding is more precise when the issue is about meaning and communication. Repeat, misunderstanding. Again, misunderstanding. Example. There was a misunderstanding. I didn't mean that. Another. Let's clear up this misunderstanding. Now practice. I think there may be a misunderstanding. Can we clarify? Again. I think there may be a misunderstanding. Can we clarify? Now we'll learn a word that is extremely useful in polite English. Appreciate. You already know, thank you, but I appreciate it sounds more advanced and natural in many situations. Repeat. I appreciate it. Again. I appreciate it. Example. I appreciate your patience. Another. I really appreciate your help. Now practice. I appreciate you taking the time to explain this. Again. I appreciate you taking the time to explain this. Now let's build advanced vocabulary for daily routines and responsibilities, because daily life is full of tasks, errands, chores, and commitments. The first word is commitment. Commitment means a responsibility you have agreed to. Repeat, commitment. Again, commitment. Example, I have a work commitment this evening. Another, I can't come. I already have a commitment. Practice. I'm trying to manage my commitments without stress. Again, I'm trying to manage my commitments without stress. Now, a stronger way to say, I have many responsibilities. You can say, I have a lot on my plate, but also learn the word workload. Workload means the amount of work you must do. Repeat. Workload. Again. Workload. Example. My workload has increased this week. Another. I need to reduce my workload a little. Practice. My workload feels heavy, so I need to prioritize. Again. My workload feels heavy, so I need to prioritize. Now we'll learn efficient. Efficient means doing something in a smart way without wasting time or energy. Repeat, efficient. Again, efficient. Example. I want to be efficient in the morning. Another, this method is more efficient. Practice. If I plan my day, I become more efficient. Again, if I plan my day, I become more efficient. Now, a word for daily problem solving. Adjust. Adjust means to change something slightly to make it better or to fit a new situation. Repeat. Adjust. Again. Adjust. Example. I need to adjust my schedule. Another. Let's adjust the plan a little. Practice. I can adjust. I don't need to panic. Again. I can adjust. I don't need to panic. Now a word for when you delay something. Instead of delay, you can use postpone. Postpone means to move something to a later time. Repeat. Postpone. Again. Postpone. Example. Can we postpone the meeting? Another. I had to postpone my appointment. Practice. I'd like to postpone it until next week. Again, I'd like to postpone it until next week. Now a word that helps you sound professional and clear. Deadline. You probably know it, but we will practice using it naturally. Repeat. Deadline. Again. Deadline. Example. I have a deadline on Friday. Another. The deadline is approaching. Practice. I want to finish early so I don't stress about the deadline. Again. I want to finish early so I don't stress about the deadline. Now let's do a daily life practice scene. Imagine you are sending a polite message to someone. We will use advanced words. Listen and repeat slowly. Hi, I just want to confirm our plan for today. Again. Hi, I just want to confirm our plan for today. If it's not convenient, we can postpone it. Again, if it's not convenient, we can postpone it. I appreciate your flexibility. Again, I appreciate your flexibility. Please let me know so I can adjust my schedule. Again, please let me know so I can adjust my schedule. Now we will focus on a powerful set of advanced adjectives, words that help you describe things in daily life. Instead of saying good or bad all the time, first adjective, remarkable. Remarkable means unusually good or surprising in a positive way. Repeat, remarkable. Again, remarkable. Example, she made remarkable progress. Another, that was a remarkable idea. Practice. Your improvement is remarkable. Keep going. Again, your improvement is remarkable. Keep going. Next adjective. Adequate. Adequate means enough, sufficient, not amazing, but acceptable. Repeat. Adequate. Again, adequate. Example, is this amount adequate? Another, the explanation was adequate, but I want more detail. Practice. I need adequate sleep to feel better. Again, I need adequate sleep to feel better. Next adjective. Inadequate, and it means not enough, insufficient. One. Repeat. Inadequate. Again, inadequate. Example, my preparation was inadequate, so I felt anxious. Another, the information is inadequate and we need more facts. Practice, I don't want to feel inadequate. I want to practice and improve. Again, I don't want to feel inadequate. I want to practice and improve. Next adjective, reasonable. Reasonable means fair and logical. Repeat, reasonable. Again, reasonable. Example, that's a reasonable price. Another, let's find a reasonable solution. Practice, I'm trying to be reasonable, not emotional. Again, I'm trying to be reasonable, not emotional. Now a word for when something is unclear. Vague. Vague means not clear, not specific. Repeat, vague. Again, vague. Example, his instructions were vague. Another, my plan is still vague. I need to clarify it. Practice, I don't want to be vague. I want to be straightforward. Again, I don't want to be vague. I want to be straightforward. Now we will do a sentence building practice. I will give you a frame and you will fill it slowly. The frame is, I want to clarify because. Now I'll give examples. I want to clarify the time because I don't want a misunderstanding. I want to clarify my point because my message sounded vague. Now you try. Choose your own situation, maybe family, maybe work, maybe a friend, and say, I want to clarify because. Speak slowly. Now let's build advanced vocabulary for social connection. Daily life is relationships, and advanced English helps you communicate respectfully. The first word is supportive. Supportive means helping emotionally or practically. Repeat, supportive. Again, supportive. And example, my friend is supportive when I feel stressed. Another, thank you for being supportive. Practice, I want to be supportive, not judgmental. Again, I want to be supportive, not judgmental. Now, judgmental. Judgmental means you criticize people quickly. Repeat, judgmental. Again, judgmental. Example. He can be judgmental sometimes. Another, I don't want to sound judgmental. Practice, I'm not being judgmental. I'm just trying to understand. Again, I'm not being judgmental. I'm just trying to understand. Now, empathetic. Empathetic means you understand other people's feelings. Repeat, empathetic. Again, empathetic. Example. She's very empathetic. She listens carefully. Another, try to be empathetic when someone is struggling. Practice, I want to be empathetic, even when I disagree. Again, I want to be empathetic, even when I disagree. Now, a very useful daily life phrase. I see where you're coming from. It means you understand the other person's perspective. Repeat slowly. I see where you're coming from. Again, I see where you're coming from. Example, I see where you're coming from, but I'm not convinced. Another, I see where you're coming from. Can you clarify one detail? Now practice, say, I see where you're coming from, and I appreciate your honesty. Again, I see where you're coming from, and I appreciate your honesty. Now let's do a calm dialogue style practice. Without labeling speakers, just you speaking the lines one by one, like real life. Imagine you had a misunderstanding with a friend because of a short message. You want to resolve it politely. Repeat after me slowly. Hey, I think there may be a misunderstanding. Again, hey, I think there may be a misunderstanding. I don't want to assume anything. I just want to clarify. Again, I don't want to assume anything. I just want to clarify. Can you confirm what you meant? Again, can you confirm what you meant? I see where you're coming from, and I appreciate you explaining. Again, I see where you're coming from, and I appreciate you explaining. Let's resolve this calmly. Again, let's resolve this calmly. Now we'll expand your vocabulary for describing your learning process, because when you talk about your English journey, advanced words help you sound confident. First word, progress. You know it, but use it in stronger sentences. Repeat. I'm making progress. Again. I'm making progress. Example. I'm making progress because I practice consistently. Another, I can see progress even if it's slow. Practice. My progress is remarkable compared to last month. Again, my progress is remarkable compared to last month. Now the word consistent. Consistent means doing something regularly. Repeat, consistent. Again, consistent. Example. I'm trying to be consistent with my practice. Another, consistency matters more than perfection. Practice. I don't need to be perfect. I just need to be consistent. Again, I don't need to be perfect. I just need to be consistent. Now, motivation is common, but add discipline. Discipline means you do it even when you don't feel like it. Repeat, discipline. Again, discipline. Example, motivation changes. Discipline stays. Another, I want to build discipline in my routine. Practice. I will practice with discipline, even for 10 minutes. Again, I will practice with discipline, even for 10 minutes. Now, a word for improving your method. Refine. Refine means to improve something by making small changes. Repeat. Refine. Again. Refine. Example. I'm refining my pronunciation. Another. I need to refine my vocabulary choices. Practice. I'm refining my English step by step. Again. I'm refining my English step by step. Now we'll do a longer repeat after me paragraph. Speak it slowly, like you are training your mouth to sound smooth. I'm making progress because I'm consistent. I don't want to assume I'm failing just because it feels challenging. I will clarify my goals, prioritize my practice, and refine my English day by day. Now repeat the whole paragraph again, slowly and clearly. Now you will do your own version. Keep the structure, but change the details. Start with, I'm making progress because. Then add, I will prioritize. Then add, I will refine. Speak slowly and take your time. As we finish this section, remember, advanced vocabulary becomes yours when you use it in your routine, in your messages, in your thoughts, and in your daily speaking. You are building a calm, reliable voice in English, and you can do it step by step. Let's continue slowly and clearly, because the best way to build advanced vocabulary is to keep the rhythm calm and let the words become familiar in your mouth, not just in your eyes. If you feel your brain rushing, pause, breathe, and come back to the sentence. Now we will focus on advanced vocabulary that helps you describe everyday situations with precision, especially when something is not perfect, when something is uncertain, when you want to speak politely, and when you want to sound calm and mature. These words are extremely useful in daily conversations, messages, and work communication. Let's begin with a word that upgrades maybe and probably. The word is likely. Likely means something will probably happen. Repeat after me. It's likely. Again, it's likely. Example, it's likely going to rain later. Another, it's likely that traffic will be heavy. Now, practice. It's likely I'll be a few minutes late. Again, it's likely I'll be a few minutes late. Now make your own. Choose one daily situation and say, it's likely that. Slowly. Now the opposite. Unlikely. Repeat. Unlikely. Again. Unlikely. Example. It's unlikely the store will be open that late. Another. It's unlikely we will finish early today. Practice. It's unlikely, but not impossible. Again. It's unlikely, but not impossible. Now a very advanced daily life word that replaces problem in a softer way. Issue. Issue is professional and calm. Repeat. Issue. Again. Issue. Example. There's an issue with my order. Another. We need to discuss this issue calmly. Practice. I'm aware of the issue and I'm working on it. Again, I'm aware of the issue and I'm working on it. Now learn aware. Aware means you know about something. Repeat. I'm aware. Again, I'm aware. Example. I'm aware of the delay. Another. I'm aware that I made a mistake. Practice. I'm aware of the situation and I'll handle it. Again. I'm aware of the situation and I'll handle it. Now, a word that makes your English sound very professional and confident. Address. As a verb, address the issue means deal with it directly. Repeat. Address. Again. Address. Example. We need to address this issue today. Another. I'll address it as soon as possible. Practice. Thank you for telling me. I will address it. Again. Thank you for telling me. I will address it. What do you mean with your? Now a daily life word for when something is delayed. Due to. It means because of nine, but sounds more formal. Repeat. Due to. Again. Due to. Nice since cray. Example. I'm late due to traffic. Another. The meeting was postponed due to an emergency. Practice. I couldn't reply earlier due to work. Again, I couldn't reply earlier due to work. Now we'll learn sufficient. It means enough, similar to adequate, but often used in professional contexts. Repeat. Sufficient. Again, sufficient. Example. Do we have sufficient time? Another. I don't have sufficient information yet. Practice. Once I have sufficient details, I'll confirm the plan. Again. Once I have sufficient details, I'll confirm the plan. Now learn in advance. It's common, but very useful for sounding organized. Repeat. In advance. Again. In advance. Example. Thank you in advance for your help. Another. Please let me know in advance if you can't come. Practice. If you tell me in advance, I can adjust my schedule. Again. If you tell me in advance, I can adjust my schedule. Now we'll do a mini practice paragraph. Speak slowly after me. I'm aware of the issue, and I'll address it today. I may be late due to traffic, so please let me know in advance if the time changes. Once I have sufficient details, I'll confirm everything. Now repeat again, slowly. Now let's upgrade daily life vocabulary for describing mistakes. Because mistakes happen, and the way you talk about them matters. It can sound mature, or it can sound emotional. First word, mistake is fine, but learn error. Error sounds more professional. Repeat. Error. Again. Error. Example. There was an error in the form. Another. I made an error in my calculation. Practice. I noticed an error and I corrected it. Again. I noticed an error and I corrected it. Now learn correct. As a verb, repeat, correct, again, correct. Example, I need to correct a small detail. Another, thank you for correcting me. Practice. Let me correct that. I meant something else. Again. Let me correct that. I meant something else. Now learn overlook. Overlook means you miss something by accident. Repeat, overlook. Again, overlook. Example. I overlooked one email. Another, I overlooked a small detail in the plan. Practice. I'm sorry, I overlooked that detail. Again, I'm sorry, I overlooked that detail. Now learn apologize. And a more advanced phrase, I apologize for the inconvenience. Repeat slowly. I apologize. Again, I apologize. Now full phrase. I apologize for the inconvenience. Again, I apologize for the inconvenience. Example, I apologize for the inconvenience. I'll address it right away. Now practice the whole line slowly. Now learn inconvenience. Inconvenience means a small problem that makes life harder. Repeat. Inconvenience. Again. Inconvenience. Example. Sorry for the inconvenience. Another. I know this is an inconvenience. Practice. Thank you for your patience. I know this is an inconvenience. Again. Thank you for your patience. I know this is an inconvenience. Now let's build a realistic daily life message you can send when something goes wrong. Repeat after me. Hi, I'm aware of the issue. I apologize for the inconvenience. I overlooked a detail, but I'm correcting it now. I'll confirm once it's resolved. Thank you in advance for your patience. Now repeat again, slowly, and notice how professional it sounds. Now we'll focus on advanced vocabulary for time and planning. Because daily life is planning, and advanced words make you sound organized. First word, schedule, you know it, but use it in more advanced ways. Repeat, schedule, again, schedule. Example, my schedule is tight today. Another, I need to adjust my schedule. Practice. My schedule is tight, but I can make time later. Again, my schedule is tight, but I can make time later. Now learn availability. Worm. Availability means the time you are free. Repeat. Availability. Again. Availability. Example. What's your availability tomorrow? Another. I'll check my availability and get back to you. Practice. My availability is limited this week. Again. My availability is limited this week. Now learn flexible. Flexible means you can change easily. Repeat. Flexible. Again. Flexible. Example. I'm flexible. We can choose any time. Another. My schedule is flexible today. Now, we will practice a phone call style conversation with yourself. Just repeat the lines. Hi, I'm calling to confirm our appointment. Again. Hi, I'm calling to confirm our appointment. My availability changed due to an unexpected issue. Again. My availability changed due to an unexpected issue. Would it be possible to reschedule? Again. Would it be possible to reschedule? I apologize for the inconvenience, and I appreciate your flexibility. Again. I apologize for the inconvenience, and I appreciate your flexibility. Now let's move to advanced vocabulary for describing quality and results, because you often need to describe work, products, plans, and progress. First word, effective. Effective means it works well. Repeat. Effective, iskai, again, effective. Ka, example. This method is effective. Another, I need an effective solution. Practice, consistent practice is effective, even if it's short. Again, consistent practice is effective. even if it's short. Now, ineffective. It means it does not work well. Repeat, ineffective. Again, ineffective. Example. This approach is ineffective for me. Another. That plan was ineffective. We need a new one. Practice. If a routine is ineffective, I will refine it. Again, if a routine is ineffective, I will refine it. Now learn improvement. And a stronger phrase, noticeable improvement. Repeat, noticeable improvement. Again, noticeable improvement. Example. I've seen noticeable improvement in my speaking. Another. There's noticeable improvement in your confidence. Practice. I'm proud of my noticeable improvement, even if it's not perfect. Again, I'm proud of my noticeable improvement, even if it's not perfect. Now learn setback. Setback means a small step backward, a problem that slows progress. Repeat, setback and again, setback and knock. Example. I had a setback this week, but I'll continue. Another, a setback is not failure. It's part of progress. Practice. Even with a setback, I'll stay consistent. Again, even with a setback, I'll stay consistent. Now learn recover. Recover means to return to normal after stress, illness, or difficulty. Repeat, recover. Again, recover. Example. I need time to recover after a busy week. Another, I'm recovering from a cold. Practice. I'll recover and then I'll restart my routine. Again, I'll recover and then I'll restart my routine. Now, a deep daily life practice paragraph. Repeat after me slowly. This week has been challenging. I had a setback and I felt overwhelmed, but I'm aware of what happened. I'll address the issue, refine my routine, and recover step by step. I'm not aiming for perfection. I'm aiming for noticeable improvement. Now repeat once more, slowly, and let the words feel natural. Now your turn. Create your own paragraph using at least 4 of these words. Choose from likely, unlikely, issue, aware, address, due to, sufficient, in advance, overlook, correct, inconvenience, availability, flexible, reschedule, effective, ineffective, noticeable improvement, setback, recover, speak slowly, and don't rush. It can be short, but make it real, like your life. As we continue learning, keep a small personal notebook in your mind. Not a real notebook if you don't want, but a mental notebook, where every new word gets one real memory, one real scene, one real sentence. That is how advanced vocabulary becomes yours, and that is how your English starts to sound naturally confident. Take a comfortable breath, and let's continue. You're doing something important here. You're training precision, and precision is what makes English sound advanced. You don't need to speak fast. You need to speak accurately and smoothly. Now we will focus on advanced vocabulary for daily decision-making, boundaries, and personal communication. Because in real life, you often need to say no politely. You often need to explain your limits. You often need to express preferences without sounding rude. And advanced vocabulary helps you do that. Let's begin with a powerful word that upgrades. Choose. The word is prefer. Prefer means you like one option more than another. Repeat after me. I prefer. Again, I prefer. Example, I prefer tea over coffee. Another, I prefer to meet earlier in the day. Now practice, I prefer a straightforward answer. Again, I prefer a straightforward answer. Now your turn. Choose something from your daily life, food, schedule, music, work style, and say, I prefer. Slowly. Now, learn option. It's simple, but very useful in advanced sentences. Repeat. Option. Again. Option. Example. We have two options. Another, that's a good option. Practice. If that option doesn't work, we can choose another. Again. If that option doesn't work, we can choose another. Now, a very useful phrase. I'm available, but more advanced and polite. I'm available at, or I'm not available. And a softer version, I'm not able to. Repeat, I'm not able to. Again, I'm not able to. Example, I'm not able to join today. Another, I'm not able to respond right away. Practice, I'm not able to do it today, but I can do it tomorrow. Again, I'm not able to do it today, but I can do it tomorrow. Now learn decline. Decline means politely say no. Repeat, decline. Again, decline. Example, I have to decline the invitation. Another, thank you, but I'll decline. Practice, I appreciate it, but I have to decline. Again, I appreciate it, but I have to decline. Now learn offer. As a noun, an offer is something someone gives you or suggests. Repeat, offer. Again, offer. Example, thank you for the offer. Another, that's a generous offer. Practice, I appreciate the offer. I'll think about it. Again, I appreciate the offer. I'll think about it. Now learn consider. Consider means to think about something carefully. Repeat, consider. Again, consider. Example, I'll consider it. Another, please consider my suggestion. Practice. Let me consider my options. Again, let me consider my options. Now an advanced word for your boundaries, limit. And a stronger phrase, I have my limits. Repeat, I have my limits. Again, I have my limits. Example, I can help, but I have my limits. Another, I have my limits and I need rest. Practice, I need to respect my limits. Again, I need to respect my limits. Now learn manageable. Manageable means something you can handle, not too much. Repeat, manageable. Harmpu. Again, manageable. Example, this workload is manageable. Another, if we break it down, it's manageable. Versus practice. I want a routine that feels manageable. Again, I want a routine that feels manageable. Now learn overcommit. Overcommit means you agree to too many things. Repeat, overcommit. Again, overcommit. Example, I tend to overcommit. Another, I overcommitted this week, so I feel overwhelmed. Practice. I don't want to overcommit. I want to be realistic. Again, I don't want to overcommit. I want to be realistic. Now learn realistic. Realistic means reasonable and possible in real life. Repeat. Realistic. Again. Realistic. Example. Let's be realistic about the time. Another. I set realistic goals. Practice. I want to be ambitious, but realistic. Again, I want to be ambitious, but realistic. Now, a key daily life word. Balance. Not only as a noun, but as a verb. To balance means to manage two or more things without stress. Repeat. Balance. Again. Balance. Example. I'm trying to balance work and family. Another. It's hard to balance everything. Practice. I'm learning to balance my commitments. Again. I'm learning to balance my commitments. Now let's practice a realistic situation. Someone invites you somewhere, but you are busy. You want to decline politely. Repeat after me slowly. Thank you for the invitation. I really appreciate the offer. Again, thank you for the invitation. I really appreciate the offer. I'm not able to make it this time, so I have to decline. Again, I'm not able to make it this time, so I have to decline. I don't want to overcommit. I'm trying to keep my schedule manageable. Again, I don't want to overcommit. I'm trying to keep my schedule manageable. Maybe another time when my availability is better. Again, maybe another time when my availability is better. Now we'll move to advanced vocabulary for daily conversations where you need to explain your opinion politely, clearly, without sounding too direct. First word, perspective. Perspective means the way you see something. Your point of view. Repeat. Perspective. Again, perspective. Example. From my perspective, this is better. Another. I understand your perspective. Practice. I respect your perspective, even if I disagree. Again. I respect your perspective, even if I disagree. Now learn concern. Concern means worry about something or something that matters to you. Repeat. Concern. Again. Concern. Example. My main concern is the deadline. Another. I have a concern about the plan. Practice. I'd like to share a concern. Again. I'd like to share a concern. Now learn priority and prioritize you learned earlier. Priority is what matters most. Repeat. Priority, you, again. Priority. Example. My priority is my health. This another. Zurikan. This is a top priority. Turka. Practice. My priority today is to stay calm and finish one task. Again. My priority today is to stay calm and finish one task. Now learn recommend. Recommend is a professional way to suggest. Repeat. Recommend. Again. Recommend for the example. I recommend we start earlier. Another. I recommend this method for learning. Practice. I recommend a straightforward approach. Again, I recommend a straightforward approach. Now learn alternative. Alternative means another choice. Repeat. Alternative. Again, alternative. Example. We need an alternative plan. Another. Here's an alternative option. Practice. If this doesn't work, we can try an alternative again. If this doesn't work, we can try an alternative. Now let's practice a polite opinion paragraph. Repeat after me slowly. From my perspective, this option is more realistic. My main concern is time, so I recommend we choose an alternative that feels manageable. I respect your perspective and I'm open to discussion. Now repeat again, slowly. Now we'll focus on advanced vocabulary for daily life emotions related to decisions. When you choose something, you might feel relieved, regretful, or hesitant. These are powerful. Let's learn them. First word, relieved. Relieved means you feel stress go away. Repeat, relieved. Again, relieved. Example, I felt relieved when the test was over. Another, I'm relieved we resolved the issue. Practice, I'm relieved I was anxious before. Again, I'm relieved I was anxious before. Now, hesitant. Hesitant means not sure, not confident to do something yet. Repeat, hesitant. Again, hesitant. Example, I'm hesitant to decide quickly. Another, she seemed hesitant at first. Practice, I'm hesitant, so I want to consider my options. Again, I'm hesitant, so I want to consider my options. Now, regret. Regret means you feel sorry about a decision or action. Repeat, regret. Again, regret. Example, I regret saying that. Another, I regret not studying earlier. Practice, I don't want to regret my choice, so I'll think carefully. Again, I don't want to regret my choice, so I'll think carefully. Now learn responsible. Responsible means reliable and careful. About duties, for her repeat to your krukers responsible. Again, responsible. Rubrika, example, in I need to be responsible with my time. Another, he's responsible and dependable. Practice, I'm trying to make a responsible decision. Again, I'm trying to make a responsible decision. Now a word that upgrades control in a calm way. Manage. Manage means control and handle. Repeat, manage. Again, manage. Example, I'm trying to manage my stress. Another, I can manage the situation. Practice, I can manage it if I stay organized. Again, I can manage it if I stay organized. Now we will do a daily life story practice. Imagine you were asked to take on extra work. You felt pressure, but you chose your boundaries. Listen and repeat. Yesterday, I was asked to do extra tasks. Repeat. Yesterday, I was asked to do extra tasks. I felt hesitant because my workload is already heavy. Repeat. I felt hesitant because my workload is already heavy. I considered my options and I realized I have my limits. Repeat. I considered my options and I realized I have my limits. So I declined politely and I suggested an alternative. Repeat. So I declined politely and I suggested an alternative. After that, I felt relieved because I didn't overcommit. Repeat. After that, I felt relieved because I didn't overcommit. Now your turn. Create a short story about a decision you made. Use at least 5 words from this section. You can use prefer, decline, consider, limits, manageable, overcommit, realistic, balance, perspective, concern, priority, recommend, alternative, relieved, hesitant, regret, responsible, manage, speak slowly, and keep it real, even if it's simple. Now, we'll strengthen your advanced vocabulary with one more technique, the softening technique. When you want to be polite, you soften your sentence. Instead of saying no, you say I'm not able to. Instead of saying that's wrong, you say I'm not convinced. Instead of saying you didn't explain, you say could you clarify? Listen and repeat slowly. I'm not able to do that today. Again, I'm not able to do that today. Could you clarify one thing? Again, could you clarify one thing? I'm not convinced yet. Can we discuss it? Again, I'm not convinced yet. Can we discuss it? From my perspective, an alternative might be more realistic. Again, from my perspective, an alternative might be more realistic. As we continue, remember, advanced vocabulary is power when it stays kind, clear, and human. You are not trying to sound fancy. You are trying to sound accurate, respectful, and confident, and you are doing that step by step. Let's keep going. Slowly and steadily, you are building something strong, and every time you repeat a sentence out loud, your English becomes more natural, more automatic, more advanced, without forcing it. Now we will focus on advanced vocabulary for daily life interactions, especially at work, in services, in shops, on calls, and in messages. These are the words that help you sound confident and professional without sounding cold. You will learn how to request, explain, negotiate, and respond calmly. Let's start with an important word. Request. Request is a polite and professional way to say ask for. Repeat after me. Request. Again. Request. Example, I have a request. Another, I'd like to request a change. Now practice. I'm calling to request some information. Again, I'm calling to request some information. Now learn assistance. Assistance means help, but it sounds more formal and respectful. Repeat. Assistance. Again. Assistance. Example. I need assistance with my order. Another. Thank you for your assistance. Practice. Could you provide assistance, please? Again. Could you provide assistance, please? Now, a very useful word, provide. Provide means give, supply, repeat, provide, again, provide. Example, can you provide the details? Another, I'll provide an update soon. Practice, please. Provide your contact number. 3. Again, please provide your contact number. 2 R1 Rs. Now learn update. Update can be a noun or verb. Repeat, update, and again, update in example. Do you have an update? Another, I'll update you later. Practice. I'll send you an update as soon as I know more. Again, I'll send you an update as soon as I know more. Now learn status. Status means the current situation or progress. Repeat, status. Again, status. Example, what's the status of my order? Another, can you share the status? Practice, I'm checking the status to confirm everything. Again, I'm checking the status to confirm everything. Now learn resolve again, but with a useful pattern. Resolve the issue, repeat, resolve the issue, again. Resolve the issue. Example. I hope we can resolve the issue today. Another, they resolved the issue quickly. Practice. I appreciate your assistance in resolving the issue. Again, I appreciate your assistance in resolving the issue. Now we will learn refund and replacement. These are daily life words for customer situations. Refund means money back. Replacement means a new item instead of the old one. Repeat, refund. Again, refund. Repeat, replacement. Again, replacement. Example. I'd like to request a refund. Another. I'd prefer a replacement if possible. Practice. Could you confirm whether a refund or replacement is available? Again. Could you confirm whether a refund or replacement is available? Now learn policy. Policy means the rules of a company or place. Repeat. Policy. Again. Policy. Key. Example. What's your return policy? Another. According to the policy, we need a receipt. Practice. Could you clarify the policy for returns? Again, could you clarify the policy for returns? Now we'll practice a full daily life call message. Speak slowly after me. Hi, I'm calling regarding my order. I'd like to request an update on the status. Again. Hi, I'm calling regarding my order. I'd like to request an update on the status. There seems to be an issue, and I'd appreciate your assistance in resolving it. Again. There seems to be an issue, and I'd appreciate your assistance in resolving it. Could you confirm your policy for refunds or replacements? Again. Could you confirm your policy for refunds or replacements? Thank you in advance. I appreciate it. Again. Thank you in advance. I appreciate it. Now let's move to advanced vocabulary for workplace communication, because daily life often includes work tasks, colleagues, and professional messages. First word, deadline, you know. Now learn extension. Extension means extra time. Repeat, extension. Again, extension. Example. Can I request an extension? Another. The deadline extension was approved. Practice. Due to an unexpected issue, I'd like to request an extension. Again. Due to an unexpected issue, I'd like to request an extension. Now learn approve. Approve means officially say yes. Repeat. Approve. Again. Approve. Example. My request was approved. Another. The manager approved the plan. Practice. Once. It's approved, I'll begin immediately. Again. Once it's approved, I'll begin immediately. Now learn reject. Reject means officially say no. Repeat. Reject. Again. Reject. Example. My request was rejected. Another. They rejected the proposal. Practice. If it's rejected, I'll suggest an alternative. Again. If it's rejected, I'll suggest an alternative. Now, learn feedback. Feedback means comments to improve. Repeat. Feedback, sorry, has. Again. Feedback, sorry, example. Can you give me feedback? Sorry, another. I, guys. Thank you for the feedback. Sorry, practice. I appreciate your feedback. It helps me refine my work. Again. I appreciate your feedback. It helps me refine my work. Now learn revise. Revise means change and improve something. Repeat. Revise. Again. Revise. Example, I need to revise the document. Another, I revised my plan. Practice, I'll revise it based on your feedback. Again, I'll revise it based on your feedback. Now learn submit. When submit means send something officially, repeat, submit, retiz, again, submit. Example, I'll submit it today, and the fix is another. Please submit the form by Friday. Practice, I'll submit the final version once I revise it. Again, I'll submit the final version once I revise it. Now learn coordinate. Coordinate means organize with other people so everything works smoothly. Repeat, coordinate. Again, coordinate. Example, let's coordinate our schedules. Another, I'll coordinate with the team. Practice, I'll coordinate with you and provide an update. Again, I'll coordinate with you and provide an update. Now learn confirm again, but in a workplace pattern. Please confirm receipt. Receipt means you receive something. Repeat slowly. Please confirm receipt. Again, please confirm receipt. Example, I sent the file. Please confirm receipt. Practice, I've submitted the document. Please confirm receipt. Again, I've submitted the document. Please confirm receipt. Now we'll do a professional email style paragraph as speaking practice. Repeat after me slowly. Hi, I'm writing to provide an update on the project status. I received your feedback, and I will revise the document accordingly. Due to an unexpected issue, I'd like to request an extension. If approved, I will submit the final version by Monday. Please confirm receipt of this message. Thank you for your assistance. Now repeat again, slowly, and feel how natural and advanced it sounds. Now we will shift to advanced vocabulary for daily life at home. Because advanced English is not only for work, it is for your family conversations and daily routines. First word, responsibility, Now learn obligation. Obligation means a duty you must do. Repeat, obligation. Again, obligation. Example, I have an obligation today. Another, family obligations can be demanding. Practice, I have obligations, but I'll make time later. Again, I have obligations, but I'll make time later. Now learn demanding. Demanding means difficult and requiring a lot of effort. Repeat, demanding. Again, demanding. Example, my job is demanding. Another, this week has been demanding. Practice. It's demanding, so I need adequate rest. Again, it's demanding, so I need adequate rest. Now learn routine and upgrade it with structured. Structured means organized in a clear way. Repeat, structured. Again, structured. Example, I want a structured routine. Another, my day feels better when it's structured. Practice, a structured routine makes my workload manageable. Again, a structured routine makes my workload manageable. Now learn maintain. Maintain means keep something in good condition. Repeat, maintain. Again, maintain. Example, I want to maintain healthy habits. Another, we need to maintain the house. Practice? I'm trying to maintain consistency in my practice. Again, I'm trying to maintain consistency in my practice. Now, learn messy is common, but an advanced alternative is disorganized. Disorganized means not arranged well. Repeat, disorganized. Terms. Again, disorganized. Example, my desk is disorganized. Another, I felt disorganized this morning. Practice. When I'm disorganized, I feel overwhelmed. Again, when I'm disorganized, I feel overwhelmed. Now let's practice a daily life reflection paragraph. Repeat slowly after me. This week has been demanding. I have several obligations, so I need a structured routine. I'm trying to maintain healthy habits and stay organized. If I feel disorganized, I will pause, prioritize, and handle one task at a time. Repeat again, slowly. Now your turn. Create your own short paragraph using at least 6 words from this section. Request, assistance, provide, update, status, resolve, refund, replacement, policy, extension, approve, reject, feedback, revise, submit, coordinate, receipt, obligation, demanding, structured, maintain, disorganized, speak slowly, and keep it realistic. Like a message you might actually say or send. Take a slow breath, and let's continue. Your vocabulary is getting richer now. And what we want is control. The control to choose the best word, the best tone, the best sentence for the exact moment. Now we will focus on advanced vocabulary for daily life conversations about health, habits, stress, and well-being. Because these topics come up constantly with family, with friends, at work, and even in your own self-talk. And when you can speak about these things with precision, your English sounds very mature and natural. Let's begin with a powerful word. Stress is common, but an advanced and very useful noun is pressure. Pressure means stress that comes from responsibilities and expectations. Repeat after me. Pressure, again, pressure. Example, I'm under a lot of pressure this week. Another, there's pressure to finish quickly. Now practice. I feel pressure, but I'm managing it. Again, I feel pressure, but I'm managing it. Now learn cope. Cope means deal with a difficult situation emotionally. Repeat. Cope. Again, cope. Example, I'm trying to cope with stress. Another, how do you cope with pressure? Practice, I can cope better when I sleep well. Again, I can cope better when I sleep well. Now learn overwhelming, Now pair it with manageable. We already practiced manageable. Now you will. Practice a very natural sentence. It feels overwhelming, but I can make it manageable. Repeat slowly. It feels overwhelming, but I can make it manageable. Again, it feels overwhelming, but I can make it manageable. Now learn fatigue. Fatigue means tiredness, especially long-term tiredness. Repeat, fatigue. Again, fatigue. This too. Example, I've been feeling fatigue lately. Another, stress can cause fatigue. Practice, I need rest. I'm dealing with fatigue. Again, I need rest. I'm dealing with fatigue. Now learn burnout. Burnout is extreme exhaustion from too much stress over time. Repeat, burnout. Again, burnout. Example, I'm close to burnout. Another, I want to avoid burnout. Practice, I'm setting boundaries to avoid burnout. Again, I'm setting boundaries to avoid burnout. Now learn boundary. Boundary means a limit you set to protect your time and energy. Repeat, boundary. Again, boundary. Erga, example, I need to set a boundary. Another, healthy boundaries reduce stress. Practice. My boundary is simple. I won't overcommit. Again, my boundary is simple. I won't overcommit. Now learn habit is common, but an advanced word is routine, and another is pattern. Pattern means a repeated behavior. Repeat, pattern. Again, pattern. Example, I noticed a pattern. I get anxious at night. Another, I want to change my pattern. Practice. I'm trying to break a negative pattern. Again, I'm trying to break a negative pattern. Now learn trigger. Trigger is something that causes a strong reaction. Repeat. Trigger. Again. Trigger. Example. Lack of sleep can trigger anxiety. Another. That comment triggered frustration. Practice. I want to understand what triggers my stress. Again. I want to understand what triggers my stress. Now learn recover, Now learn recharge. Recharge means regain energy, like charging a phone. Repeat, recharge. Again, recharge. Example, I need to recharge this weekend. Another, a quiet walk helps me recharge. Practice, I'll recharge, then I'll be more productive. Again, I'll recharge, then I'll be more productive. Now learn productive. Productive means you get useful things done. Repeat, productive. Again, productive. Example, I want a productive morning. Or another, I wasn't productive today and that's okay. Practice. I'm more productive when I'm rested. Again, I'm more productive when I'm rested. Now, we will practice a daily life reflection paragraph. Repeat slowly after me. This week, I've been under pressure and I've felt fatigue. I don't want to reach burnout, so I'm setting boundaries. I'm noticing my patterns and triggers, and I'm trying to cope in healthier ways. I will rest, recharge, and make my routine manageable. Now repeat again, slowly and clearly. Now let's move into advanced vocabulary for health in daily conversations. When you talk to someone about health, you can use more precise words than sick or bad. First word, symptom. Symptom is a sign of illness. Repeat, symptom. Again, symptom. Example, I have a symptom, like a sore throat. Another, my symptoms are mild. Practice, my symptoms are improving. Again, my symptoms are improving. Now learn mild. Mild means not severe, not strong. Repeat, mild. Again, mild. Example, it's a mild headache. Another, the fever is mild. Practice, it's mild, so I'm not too worried. Again, it's mild, so I'm not too worried. Now learn severe. Severe means serious and strong. Repeat, severe. Again, severe. Example, the pain is severe. Another, It's a severe cold. Practice. If it becomes severe, I'll see a doctor. Again. If it becomes severe, I'll see a doctor. Now learn recover again in a health context. I'm recovering. Repeat. I'm recovering. Again. I'm recovering. Example. I'm recovering from a cold. Another. I'm still recovering. I need rest. Practice. I'm recovering, so I'm taking it easy. Again. I'm recovering, so I'm taking it easy. Now learn, take it easy. It means rest and not push yourself. Repeat. I'm going to take it easy. Again. I'm going to take it easy. Example. I'm not feeling well. I'll take it easy today. Practice. I'll take it easy until my symptoms improve. Again. I'll take it easy until my symptoms improve. Now let's practice a realistic message you might send to a friend or a colleague. Repeat slowly. Hi, I wanted to let you know. I'm not feeling well today. My symptoms are mild, but I need to take it easy. I'm recovering, so my availability is limited. I appreciate your understanding. Now repeat again, slowly. Now we'll shift to advanced vocabulary for food, diet, and daily choices. These words appear in daily life all the time. First word, appetite. Appetite means how much you want to eat. Repeat, appetite. Again, appetite. Example, I don't have much appetite today. Another, my appetite is back. Practice, stress affects my appetite. Again, stress affects my appetite. Now learn hydrated. Hydrated means having enough water in your body. Repeat, hydrated. Again, hydrated. Example, I need to stay hydrated. Another, I feel better when I'm hydrated. Practice. I'm going to drink water and stay hydrated. Again. I'm going to drink water and stay hydrated. Now learn balanced. In a food context, a balanced diet means a healthy mix. Repeat, balanced. Again, balanced. Example, I'm trying to eat a balanced meal. Another, a balanced diet helps your energy. Practice, I want to keep my diet balanced and realistic. Again, I want to keep my diet balanced and realistic. Now learn craving. Craving means a strong desire for a food. Repeat, craving. Again, craving. Example, I'm craving something sweet. Another, I'm craving spicy food. Practice. When I'm tired, I crave sugar. Again, when I'm tired, I crave sugar. Now we'll do a calm daily life self-talk paragraph using these words. Repeat after me slowly. I've been under pressure, so I need to recharge. I'll take it easy today. I'll stay hydrated and choose a balanced meal. I might have cravings, but I'll be realistic. My goal is to feel better, not perfect. Now repeat again, slowly. Now let's add advanced vocabulary for exercise and movement. First word, stiff. Stiff means your body feels tight and uncomfortable. Repeat, stiff. Again, stiff. Example, my shoulders feel stiff. Another, I feel stiff after sitting too long. Practice. I'm going to stretch because I feel stiff. Again, I'm going to stretch because I feel stiff. Now learn stretch. Repeat. Stretch. Again, stretch. Example, I stretch in the morning. Another, stretching helps my back. Practice. I'll stretch to reduce stiffness. Again, I'll stretch to reduce stiffness. Now learn improve in a physical context. Improve my stamina. Stamina means endurance, energy for long activity. Repeat. Stamina. It suits. Again. Stamina. Example. I want to improve my stamina. Practice. Walking daily improves my stamina. Again. Walking daily improves my stamina. Now your turn for a practice task. Create a short daily plan paragraph using at least 8 words from this section. Pressure, cope, fatigue, burnout, boundary, pattern, trigger, recharge, productive, symptom, mild, severe, recovering, take it easy, appetite, hydrated, balanced, craving, stiff, stretch, stamina, speak slowly, and make it sound like your real day, your real self-talk, your real message to someone. Take another slow breath, and let's continue. You're building a strong vocabulary foundation now. So in this section, we will add advanced words for money, shopping, daily services, and practical life situations. These are the words that make you sound confident in real-world conversations. Let's begin with an essential daily life topic, money and budgeting. Many learners only know cheap and expensive, but we can be more precise. First word, affordable. Affordable means not too expensive for you. It fits your budget. Repeat after me. Affordable. Again, affordable. Example, this is affordable for me. Another, I'm looking for something affordable. Now practice. I want a good quality product that's affordable. Again, I want a good quality product that's affordable. Now learn overpriced. Overpriced means too expensive for what it is. Repeat. Overpriced. Again, overpriced. Example, this feels overpriced. Another, that restaurant is overpriced. Practice. It's nice, but it's overpriced. Again, it's nice, but it's overpriced. Now learn reasonable again, but in money context. Repeat. Reasonable. Again, reasonable. Example, that's a reasonable price. Another, the cost is reasonable. Practice. I'm okay with it. The price is reasonable. Again, I'm okay with it. The price is reasonable. Now learn budget. Budget is how much money you plan to spend. Repeat. Budget. Again, budget. Example, I'm on a budget. Another, my budget is limited. Practice, I need to stay within my budget. Again, I need to stay within my budget. Now learn expense. Expense is money you spend, especially regularly. Repeat, expense. Again, expense. Example, rent is my biggest expense. Another, unexpected expenses can be stressful. Practice. I'm tracking my expenses to manage my budget. Again, I'm tracking my expenses to manage my budget. Now learn financial. Financial relates to money. Repeat. Financial. Again, financial. Example, I'm planning my financial goals. Another, financial stress is common. Practice. I want to reduce financial pressure by budgeting. Again, I want to reduce feels overpriced. Another, that restaurant is overpriced. Practice. It's nice, but it's overpriced. Again, it's nice, but it's overpriced. Now learn reasonable again, but in money context. Repeat. Reasonable. Again, reasonable. Example. That's a reasonable price. Another, the cost is reasonable. Practice. I'm okay with it. The price is reasonable. Again, I'm okay with it. The price is reasonable. Now learn budget. Budget is how much money you plan to spend. Repeat. Budget. Again. Budget. Example. I'm on a budget. Another. My budget is limited. Practice. I need to stay within my budget. Again. I need to stay within my budget. Now learn expense. Expense is money you spend, especially regularly. Repeat. Expense. Again. Expense. Example. Rent is my biggest expense. Another. Unexpected expenses can be stressful. Practice. I'm tracking my expenses to manage my budget. Again, I'm tracking my expenses to manage my budget. Now learn financial. Financial relates to money. Repeat. Financial. Again. Financial. Example. I'm planning my financial goals. Another. Financial stress is common. Practice. I want to reduce financial pressure by budgeting. Again, I want to reduce financial pressure by budgeting. Now learn splurge. Splurge means spend extra money on something enjoyable. Repeat. Splurge. Again. Splurge. Example. I decided to splurge on a nice meal. Another. I rarely splurge, but today I did. Practice. I'm on a budget, but I might splurge once in a while. Again. I'm on a budget, but I might splurge once in a while. Now learn necessity. Necessity means something you truly need. Repeat. Necessity. Again. Necessity. Example. Food is a necessity. Another. This isn't a necessity. It's a luxury. Practice. I'm focusing on necessities and avoiding impulse purchases. Again, I'm focusing on necessities and avoiding impulse purchases. Now learn luxury. Luxury is something expensive and not necessary. Repeat. Luxury. Again. Luxury. Example. A new phone is a luxury for me. Another. Luxury items can be tempting. Practice. I enjoy small luxuries, but I prioritize necessities. Again. I enjoy small luxuries, but I prioritize necessities. Now let's do a daily life shopping practice paragraph. Repeat after me slowly. I'm on a budget right now, so I'm looking for something affordable. I don't want anything overpriced. I want a reasonable price and good quality. I'm focusing on necessities, and I'm tracking my expenses to reduce financial pressure. Now repeat again, slowly. Now let's move into advanced vocabulary for shopping and customer service. These words help you in stores, online orders, and phone calls. First word, receipt, Now learn invoice. Invoice is a bill or payment document, often in business or online services. Repeat, invoice. Again, invoice. Example. Can you send me the invoice? Another. I received the invoice by email. Practice. Please attach the invoice so I can confirm the amount. Again. Please attach the invoice so I can confirm the amount. Now learn charge. Charge is money you must pay, and also the action of taking payment. Repeat. Charge. Again. Charge. Example. They charged me twice. Another. Is there an extra charge? Practice. I noticed an unexpected charge on my account. Again. I noticed an unexpected charge on my account. Now learn refund, Now learn refund policy as a full phrase. Repeat. Refund policy. Again. Refund policy. Practice. Could you clarify your refund policy? Again. Could you clarify your refund policy? Now learn exchange. Exchange means replacing an item with a different one. Repeat. Exchange. Again. Exchange. Example. I'd like to exchange this for a different size. Another. Do you allow exchanges? Practice. I'd prefer an exchange rather than a refund. Again. I'd prefer an exchange rather than a refund. Now learn defective. Defective means not working correctly. Repeat. Defective. Again. Defective. Example. The item is defective. Another. I received a defective product. Practice. This seems defective, so I'd like a replacement. Again. This seems defective, so I'd like a replacement. Now learn damaged. Damaged means broken or harmed. Repeat. Damaged. Again. Damaged. Then example. The box arrived damaged. Another. It was damaged during delivery. Practice. It arrived damaged, so I need assistance. Again. It arrived damaged, so I need assistance. Now learn delivery and delayed delivery. Repeat. Delivery. Again. Delivery. Example. The delivery is delayed. Another. When is the delivery expected? Practice. The delivery is delayed, so I'd like an update on the status. Again. The delivery is delayed, so I'd like an update on the status. Now we will practice a full customer message. Repeat slowly. Hi, I'm contacting you regarding my order. The delivery is delayed, and the package arrived damaged. The item may be defective. Could you clarify your refund policy and exchange options? I'd appreciate your assistance. Now repeat again, slowly and clearly. Now let's move into advanced vocabulary for travel and transportation. Because daily life includes moving around, taking rides, planning routes, dealing with traffic. First word, destination. Destination is the place you're going. Repeat, destination. Again, destination. Example, what's your destination? Another, my destination is downtown. Practice. Please confirm the destination before we leave. Again, please confirm the destination before we leave. Now learn route. Route is the path you take. Repeat. Route. Again, route. Example. This route is faster. Another. Let's take an alternative route. Practice. Traffic is heavy, so we should take an alternative route. Again, traffic is heavy, so we should take an alternative route. Now learn commute. Commute is your daily travel to work or school. Repeat. commute. Again, commute. Example, my commute is long. Another, I have a stressful commute. Practice, I want to make my commute more manageable. Again, I want to make my commute more manageable. Now learn delay again, but in travel context, repeat. Delay, see, again. Delay, request, example. There's a delay due to traffic. Another, my train was delayed. Practice, I'll arrive late due to a delay. Again, I'll arrive late due to a delay. Now learn estimate. Estimate means an approximate guess, usually about time or cost. Repeat. Estimate. Again. Estimate. Example. What's the estimated time? Another. Can you give me an estimate? Practice. The estimate says I'll arrive in 20 minutes. Again. The estimate says I'll arrive in 20 minutes. Now learn approximately. Approximately means around, not exact. Repeat. Approximately. Again, approximately. Example. It will take approximately 30 minutes. Another. The cost is approximately the same. Asher, practice. I'll be there in approximately 15 minutes. Again, I'll be there in approximately 15 minutes. Now we'll practice a travel update message. Repeat after me slowly. Hi, there's a delay due to traffic. The estimate says I'll arrive in approximately 20 minutes. I apologize for the inconvenience. I'll update you if anything changes. Now repeat again, slowly. Now let's add advanced vocabulary for daily home life, especially repairs and maintenance. These words help you explain issues at home. First word, repair. Repeat, repair. Again, repair. Example, I need to repair the door. Another, the phone needs repair. Practice. I need to schedule a repair. Again, I need to schedule a repair. Now learn maintenance. Maintenance means regular care to keep something working well. Repeat. Maintenance. Again. Maintenance. Example. The car needs maintenance. Another. Home maintenance is expensive. Practice. Regular maintenance prevents bigger issues. Again. Regular maintenance prevents bigger issues. Now learn leak. Leak is when water escapes where it shouldn't. Repeat. Leak. Again. Leak. Example. There's a leak in the kitchen. Another. The pipe is leaking. Practice. I need assistance. There's a leak and it's getting worse. Again. I need assistance. There's a leak and it's getting worse. Now learn replace. Replace means put a new thing instead of the old one. Repeat, replace. Again, replace. Example, I need to replace the light bulb. Another, we should replace the old battery. Practice. Repair might not be enough. We may need to replace it. Again, repair might not be enough. We may need to replace it. Now, a strong adjective. Urgent. Urgent means it needs immediate attention. Repeat. Urgent. Again. Urgent. Example. This is urgent. Another. I have an urgent issue at home. Practice. It's urgent because the leak is getting worse. Again. It's urgent because the leak is getting worse. Now let's practice a service call message. Repeat slowly. Hi, I'm calling to request assistance. There's a leak in my kitchen and it's urgent. I need a repair as soon as possible. Could you provide an estimate and confirm your availability? Now repeat again, slowly and clearly. Now your practice task. Create one paragraph about money and budgeting, and one paragraph about travel or home maintenance. Use at least 10 words from this section. Affordable, overpriced, reasonable, budget, expense, financial, splurge, necessity, luxury, invoice, charge, exchange, defective, damaged, delivery, destination, route, commute, delay, estimate, approximately, repair, maintenance, leak, replace, urgent, speak slowly, and make it sound like your real life. Take a slow breath, and let's continue into this final section. Here we will strengthen what you already learned, and we will add a few more advanced words for relationships, everyday conflict, confidence, and clear speaking. Then we will finish with long practice paragraphs that bring everything together slowly, calmly, and naturally. Let's begin with advanced vocabulary for relationships and communication, because daily life is people. And advanced English gives you better control of tone. First word, appreciation. It means gratitude and recognition. Repeat after me. Appreciation. Again, appreciation. Example. I want to show my appreciation. Another. Your appreciation means a lot. Now practice. I want to express my appreciation for your help. Again. I want to express my appreciation for your help. Now learn acknowledge. Acknowledge means to recognize something and show you understand it. Repeat. Acknowledge. Again, acknowledge. Example. I want to acknowledge your effort. Another. I acknowledge that I made a mistake. Practice. I acknowledge your concern and I'll address it. Again, I acknowledge your concern and I'll address it. Now learn miscommunication. Miscommunication is when communication goes wrong and creates confusion. Repeat. Miscommunication. Again, miscommunication. Example. There was a miscommunication. Another. This is just miscommunication. Not a big problem. Practice. I think this was miscommunication. Can we clarify? Again. I think this was miscommunication. Can we clarify? Now learn intention. Intention means what you meant to do. Your purpose. Repeat. Intention. Again. Intention. Example. That wasn't my intention. Another. My intention was to help. Practice. My intention was not to upset you. Again. My intention was not to upset you. Now learn interpret. Interpret means to understand something in a certain way. Repeat. Interpret. Again. Interpret. Example. I didn't interpret it that way. Or another. He interpreted my silence as anger. Practice. Please don't interpret my message negatively. Again, please don't interpret my message negatively. Now learn react and a stronger word. Respond. React can be emotional and fast. Respond is calmer and more controlled. Repeat. Respond. Again. Respond. Example. I want to respond calmly. Another, I'll respond once I have the details. Practice. I don't want to react. I want to respond. Again, I don't want to react. I want to respond. Now learn resolve again, but in relationship context, resolve the conflict. Conflict means disagreement or tension. Repeat, conflict. Again, conflict. Example, I don't like conflict. Another, we need to resolve this conflict. Practice, I want to resolve the conflict respectfully. Again, I want to resolve the conflict respectfully. Now learn tension. Tension is a feeling of stress between people. Repeat, tension. Again, tension. Example, there was tension in the room. Another, I want to reduce tension. Practice. Let's talk calmly and reduce the tension. Again, let's talk calmly and reduce the tension. Now a powerful word, compromise. Compromise means both sides adjust to find a solution. Repeat, compromise. Again, compromise. Example, we need to compromise. Another, I'm open to compromise. Practice. I want a reasonable compromise. Again, I want a reasonable compromise. Now a word that helps you sound emotionally intelligent, accountable. Accountable means responsible for your actions. Repeat, accountable. Again, accountable. Example, I want to be accountable. Another, let's hold ourselves accountable. Practice. I'm accountable for my mistakes, and I'll correct them. Again, I'm accountable for my mistakes, and I'll correct them. Now we will practice a realistic conversation paragraph. Speak slowly after me. I wanted to acknowledge your feelings, and I want to clarify my intention. I think there was miscommunication, so I don't want you to interpret my message in a negative way. I don't want to react emotionally. I want to respond calmly and resolve the conflict with respect. If we need to compromise, I'm open to it. Now repeat again, slowly, and keep your voice steady. Now we will move into advanced vocabulary for confidence and speaking. Because advanced vocabulary is not enough if you don't deliver it smoothly. First word, confident is common. Now learn self-assured. Self-assured means calm confidence. Repeat, self-assured. Again, self-assured. Example, he sounds self-assured. Another, I want to sound self-assured in English. Practice. I can be self-assured even when I'm nervous. Again, I can be self-assured even when I'm nervous. Now learn articulate. Articulate means able to express your thoughts clearly. Repeat, articulate. Again, articulate. Example, she's very articulate. Another, I'm trying to be more articulate. Practice. I want to be articulate without speaking fast. Again, I want to be articulate without speaking fast. Now learn coherent. Coherent means clear and logically connected. Repeat, coherent. Again, coherent. Example, his explanation was coherent. Another, I want my thoughts to be coherent. Practice. Even if I make mistakes, I want to stay coherent. Again, Even if I make mistakes, I want to stay coherent. Now learn concise. Concise means short but clear, not too many extra words. Repeat. Concise. Again. Concise. Example. Please be concise. Another. Her message was concise and clear. Practice. I want to be concise, not vague. Again, I want to be concise, not vague. Now learn elaborate. Elaborate means to add more detail. Repeat, elaborate. Again, elaborate. Example, could you elaborate? Another, let me elaborate on that point. Practice. I can be concise and I can elaborate when necessary. Again, I can be concise and I can elaborate when necessary. Now learn nuance. Nuance means small differences in meaning. Repeat. Nuance. Again, nuance. Example. This word has nuance. Another. I'm learning the nuance between similar words. Practice. Advanced English is about nuance, not just big words. Again, advanced English is about nuance, not just big words. Now we will practice a speaking coach paragraph. Repeat slowly. I want to sound self-assured. I want to be articulate and coherent. I don't need to speak fast. I need to speak clearly. I will be concise when the situation is simple, and I will elaborate when the situation requires detail. I will pay attention to nuance and choose words that match my real meaning. Repeat again, slowly. Now we will do a full integrated review using vocabulary from the entire video. This is where your brain connects everything. Listen first, then repeat, and don't worry if it feels long. Just go slowly. This week has been demanding, and I've been under pressure. My workload increased, and I felt overwhelmed. But I tried to prioritize what matters. I stayed diligent, and I handled tasks step by step. When there was an issue, I addressed it. When there was a miscommunication, I clarified my intention. I didn't want to assume. I wanted to confirm. I apologized for the inconvenience when I overlooked a detail, and I corrected the error. I set boundaries to avoid burnout. I noticed patterns and triggers, and I gave myself time to recharge. I tracked my expenses to stay within my budget. I looked for affordable options and avoided overpriced ones. When delivery was delayed, I requested an update on the status and asked for assistance. I tried to be considerate and empathetic, and I chose to respond calmly instead of reacting. Now I feel content, not because everything was perfect, but because I stayed consistent and made noticeable improvement. Now repeat that entire paragraph slowly. Even if you pause, it's okay. The goal is smooth speaking and strong vocabulary. Now we will do shorter repeat after me drills from that paragraph. Repeat, I prioritized what matters. Again, I prioritized what matters. I addressed the issue. Again, I addressed the issue. I clarified my intention. Again, I clarified my intention. I set boundaries to avoid burnout. Again, I set boundaries to avoid burnout. I tracked my expenses to stay within my budget. Again, I tracked my expenses to stay within my budget. I responded calmly instead of reacting. Again, I responded calmly instead of reacting. I made noticeable improvement. Again, I made noticeable improvement. Now, your final practice. You will create your own long daily life paragraph. And I want you to include at least 12 advanced words. You can choose from these: overwhelmed, swamped, content, frustrated, anxious, reliable, considerate, diligent, clarify, confirm, misunderstanding, miscommunication, intention, interpret, respond, conflict, compromise, accountable, pressure, cope, fatigue, burnout, boundary, pattern, trigger, recharge, symptom, mild, severe, budget, expense, affordable, overpriced, request, assistance, provide, update, status, policy, delivery, delay, destination, route, estimate, maintenance, urgent, prioritize, refine, revise, submit, coordinate, manageable, realistic, balanced, articulate, coherent, concise, elaborate, nuance. Say your paragraph slowly and make it real, like your actual life, your actual week, your actual thoughts. And now, as we close, remember one simple idea. Advanced English is not a performance. It's a tool for daily life, for calm confidence, for clear communication, and for respect. If you practice a little every day, you will become more articulate, more self-assured, and more fluent, one sentence at a time, one word at a time, and one calm breath at a time.